sleep. So the best thing to do is just to close your eyes, listen to my voice, and relax. Just relax. If you like the sound of whispering or mouth sounds, like that, just whispering, intimate sounds, sounds that make your eyes heavy and your head fall forward because you just want to go to sleep and have a really good night's sleep. You know, when I was working, I think it was adrenaline that kept me going most of the time. But when I would get home, I would sit on the couch and I would start to nod off. I would be so tired. I would just want to sleep and sleep and sleep. You know, it's funny because I could be wide awake and I'll start watching TV. And sometimes in the evenings, next thing you know, I'm waking up and the TV show is over and I missed pretty much all of it because I was so tired, so sleepy, and I just wanted to close my eyes and go to sleep. I remember years ago, Linda and I drove across Canada, and I was really afraid that I would start to nod off while I was driving. So I would stop at gas stations and buy large coffees with lots of sugar. Then I'd buy candy bars and licorice. And I would eat all that junk, trying to get myself all sugared up so I wouldn't fall asleep. But I ended up just making myself sick from all the junk. And I never did fall asleep. I just got used to driving. So it's just a matter of training myself to stay awake while I was driving and getting proper rest when it was time to go to bed. That's not easy to do a lot of times. It's nice to listen to some really good ASMR. Some really good ASMR. Something that'll make you really sleepy, really sleepy. And so many times when I'm on the computer and I'm editing my videos, and I listen to the same passage over and over, thinking maybe I need to edit something out, like background noise or something. And I find myself, my head falls forward. I keep nodding off, and my eyes get heavy, just get heavier and heavier, and it's hard to hold my head up. It becomes almost impossible to hold my head up. I just want to close my eyes in the worst way, and sometimes I will do that. I would just succumb to the sleep, and I'll lean my head back and put my feet up and have a little snooze. your body needs to rest. Your mind needs to rest. Now, when people log on to my channel, I always greet them and I say, thank you for tuning in. I do thank you for tuning in. But I'm going to ask you to tune out. Tune out any excess noise, any negative thoughts, any negative energy, anything that prevents you from just relaxing. Just tune all that out. Close your eyes. Lie on a pillow in your bed, on the couch, in your chair, or your porch swing. I love napping on my porch swing or in a hammock between two tall trees and the fresh air and those breezes. Just amazing. I've had so many naps on the porch swing. It is just unbelievable. And I find it so hard to stay awake sometimes. So I don't fight it. I just allow myself to sleep. It's important to let your body rest. Now, of course, you can't do that when you're driving or doing certain other things. But when you're allowed to have a snooze, a little nap, then you need to do that. Just listen to your body. Your body is trying to tell you that you need to have a rest and to sleep, to rest your mind, to rest your body, and let go of all that negative energy and just succumb to your sleep. Just go into a nice dream-like state and just relax. I love really good ASMR. I love relaxing when I hear somebody whispering or even just talking in a low voice or maybe just certain little noises. I remember being in school and sitting at my desk and it was quiet time and the girl next to me was coloring in a book, and just the sound of those crayons, those pencil crayons, lightly coloring, back and forth, and every once in a while I could hear her whispering to herself, now I need blue, or this should be gray, and I could hear her talking to herself in a very, very low whisper. I'm sure she wasn't even aware that she was even talking out loud. But I just sat there, reading my book, and I was doing my best not to fall asleep in class. I think this was probably about grade 3 or so. But I wanted to go to sleep so bad. I just love really good ASMR. And I've told this story before, where I was staying at my sister's house when I was about 12 for a couple nights while my parents went away for a few days. And I stayed at her place. She had an apartment. And I remember I stayed there. And early in the morning at about sleeping on the couch in the living room, and they were playing cards and whispering, trying to be quiet not to wake me up. And I remember it's their voices that woke me up, and I remember lying there just listening to them playing cards. I think it was Go Fish or something. And the sound was just amazing, and I just drifted right back off to sleep. That was one of the first times that I really realized that I love the sound of whispering and that sort of thing. And I thought I was the only one. I didn't know that so many more people were just like me, that they loved all those sounds as much as I did. There's so many triggers for me when it comes to ASMR. Mostly just sound. The sound of chewing sometimes. The sound of whispering, of course. And the sound of certain sounds like somebody coloring, or cutting paper, or just doing something. I've also mentioned before about my partner Linda when she was knitting. She was knitting something, and she would just sort of talk to herself every once in a while about, she dropped a stitch or whatever and had to go back and do it over again, And it was so relaxing. Just love that. I love the sound of a soft, subtle voice. Somebody just whispering all the time while you're trying to fall asleep. It's so relaxing, so reassuring. It's so nice just to listen to somebody's voice. Or somebody quietly chewing gum, or sucking on a candy, or somebody wrapping a gift. Just the sound of certain papers and stuff. Mouth sounds are incredible. Really good tingles. Really good whisper. And I like eating sounds. Now some of you might be wondering if I'm going to be doing any more eating, whispering videos. Of course I am. I've got lots of stories, lots of epic stories. I have a lot to share. I've been around a long time, and I've got a lot of information in my database. So I have a lot of stories to share. The best is yet to come. I'm going to be making a lot more eating videos and whispering videos. Whispering. I love that. Whispering. Whispering. Just sleepy, sleepy, sleepy. I'll always be making eating whispering videos with lots of stories. I have lots to share, and I'll always make those videos. I remember when I was a kid, I used to go see a hypnotist saw him several times. My friend Richard and I would go see him whenever he came to Saskatoon. It seemed like he came to Saskatoon at least once a year. And aside from doing a hypnosis show, he started doing illusions, and he was very good at that as well. He was very entertaining. But I remember the sound of his voice, very commanding, very deep. And I could see how when people became hypnotized, that his voice would be the only thing that they would hear. They would not hear anything else other than his voice. It was really, really something to see, very amazing. I could be wrong, but I think I think his son does it now. I think his son is carrying on the tradition. But I'm not sure about that. But anyways, getting back to my videos. I plan on doing videos for a long time to come. Lots of different kinds of videos. Eating videos, my life and vinyl videos, crosswords and coloring books. They're so relaxing. I love doing my crosswords and my coloring books, because I can just sit there and talk and whisper, eat a few chips, make some mouth sounds, make some tingles happen. Tingles, 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 mouth sounds and tingles. Make all that happen. Make you sleepy, very sleepy, very, very sleepy, and you can just nod off and enjoy your rest. Just enjoy it. Make yourself sleepy, really, really sleepy. I just love really good ASMR. And so many people ask me, do I listen to ASMR? Yes, I do. They also ask me, do you ever listen to your own videos? No, I do not. Well, yes, I do, but not for the reason you might think. No, I do not listen to my own videos because I want to relax and enjoy some ASMR. I listen to my own videos for technical reasons. That's the only reason. I only listen to my own videos for technical reasons. That's the only reason I listen to my own videos for technical reasons. It's the only reason. That's the only reason I listen to my own videos is for technical reasons, not for the enjoyment of my own voice. And so many ask me, do you have a favorite ASMR artist? I have a lot. I have a lot of ASMR artists that I like. I have a lot of favorites. So many favorites. Almost every artist that I listen to, I really like. Some more than others. But I think everybody is very unique. Everybody has their own brand of ASMR. I like nice, quiet, intimate ASMR. Nice and quiet, where you can just feel yourself drifting just sleeping and sleeping and sleeping, just relaxing. I love waking up in the morning and I'm only half awake and nobody else is awake, and I'm kind of in that state where I'm almost awake but not fully awake. Not fully awake, not fully, but I'm still, I still want to sleep, so I turn over and I sleep some more, and I just fall back into that dreamlike state. Dreamlike state. I just love that. And sometimes, lately it's been very, very hot. So I turn my pillow over. I love the cool side of the pillow. It's so nice and refreshing. And I just close my eyes and I'm sleeping again. I just love that. So relaxing. So nice. So, people also ask me, do I have a favorite video that I like to do? My favorite videos are eating whispering videos. I like making those kind, and I like listening to those kind. But really, more than anything, I just really like a really good whisper, a very subtle whisper. And unfortunately, sometimes it's hard to achieve that when there's a lot of background noise. And too much background noise can be very annoying, very distracting. So I always hope that I can record when there's not a whole lot of background noise. Not easy to do. Maybe easier for some people if you have a quieter environment. But we can't always control the environment. I wish I could. I would make it nice and quiet for everyone. Nice and quiet and relaxing. I remember one time riding on a bus, and it was so relaxing. I had the window seat, and I was starting to doze off, and I had my head against the window, and I was just so relaxed and starting to nod off, and it was so quiet. And this was a tour bus, and we're just going through the countryside, really nice. And then somebody behind me was eating their lunch, and I could hear them unwrapping some cellophane. And then they started eating something. I think it may have been an apple or something. But it was so nice to listen to that. It was like, wow. Just what I wanted. Just already nodding off. Half asleep, and then somebody started eating their lunch behind me and just sort of whispering to their partner. So nice. I just love relaxing. Don't get me wrong. I like different types and different levels of noise and environment. But when it comes to relaxing and enjoying ASMR, I love a really of the time when I have to go to the bank, I go to the bank machine. I never go to the bank and stand in line. But today I had to. I had to do that today. The reason was because I had to withdraw a large amount of money for my daughter to help pay for her wedding. And when I was standing in line, there were two ladies up ahead talking amongst themselves very quietly. And it was kind of a long lineup and moving very slow. And I could almost feel myself nodding off. Just standing there, it was so nice just listening to them. And then next thing I knew, it was my turn. And I got my money, and I was able to leave. But ASMR can be found almost anywhere, even for a few seconds, a few minutes, or longer. It seems to come in all kinds of shapes and forms, for me, mostly sound. But sometimes, just watching somebody. I remember one time sitting in the staff room at work, and there was a guy in there having to fix the refrigerator, and he had this whole thing pulled out from the wall. He had to back off, and he was just, doing his thing, and it was just kind of relaxing, just watching, he wasn't talking. There was no whispering, nothing like that. Just watching him, unscrew all these screws and take this part and that part and replace this, put it back together, and it was just kind of cool, And another time, I was watching somebody. They came into the staff room, and this person's job was about once a month. They would take down all the old notices in the staff room, all the old postings and letters and everything, and replace them with more current stuff. And just watching that person do that, it was just kind of cool. Just take the thumbtack out, take the piece of paper off the board, put it in a box, put up a new one. And it was just really nice. And there was a little bit of sound, the sound of the paper, the crinkling of the paper and stuff like that. It was really nice, very interesting. I really liked it. But anyways, ASMR is just so amazing. I love it. And I hope that you're getting tired and that you've either fallen asleep or you want to fall asleep. And I hope you're in a position where you can fall asleep safely and just relax to the sound of my voice. The sound of my voice. And if your eyes are open, you can see my lava lamp. You can see my lava lamp doing its thing. And if your eyes are closed, you can hear my voice. And that's all you need to hear is my voice. Just my subtle voice. My voice telling you to just relax. Close your eyes. Let your head fall back or forward, whichever way is comfortable. And just let your whole body relax and fall asleep. And just let yourself go to dreamland. sometimes more than one job, and have to do all kinds of other things on top of that. I would try to go long periods without sleep, and it's just not good for you. You need your rest. I used to get headaches, and sometimes I'd just get sick because I wasn't getting enough rest. Because I thought I'm younger, I don't need that much rest. And it took me a long time to realize how important rest really is. So my dear friends, let yourself go. Just recognize the fact that you need to allow your body and your mind to rest. Having a nap is so important. You may not always have time. You may not always have the place to do it. But when you can, there's nothing wrong with shutting your eyes for a few minutes. It's very important to do that. I remember back in the 70s, Dr. Henry Kissinger, people asked him, how do you go 24/7? I mean, one day he's in Egypt, the next day he's in China. You know, it's like he would just go continuously, non-stop. And he said, as long as I can close my eyes and actually sleep for 10 minutes here and there, I'm usually fine. So I don't know if that works for everybody, but it seemed to work for him. I just know that everybody has to rest a little bit. And I always did my best work when I came to work after a good night's sleep, well rested, refreshed, and ready to go to work. I recognized that sleep and rest were so important. So important. I know sometimes it's tough because I wake up at 2:30 in the morning for whatever reason. Maybe it's to go to the bathroom. I don't know. But I can't always go back to sleep. It may take me an hour and a half to go back to sleep or longer. And when I was still working, it used to stress me out a lot because I knew I had to get up when the alarm went off at 5:30, and it was 3:30, and I've already been awake for an hour and a half or longer. And here it is, almost 5. Sometimes I would fall asleep for about the last 20 minutes. And sometimes I'd wake up and be so tired. So when I'd be at work, we had a TV room. And I'd always sit in there on my breaks. I had two 15-minute coffee breaks and 1.5-hour lunch. And my half-hour lunch break, that was a tough one sometimes, because once I sat down, I would really lose my momentum. Prior to that, I'd be running around full steam, just giving her, just kicking butt. But know sometimes I did. I dozed off. But it was so relaxing in the TV room because I'd have the news on really low and you could sort of hear people talking and other people being there. And the whole reason for that room was to provide people with a quiet environment. And most people complied. And it's always so nice just to relax and have a nice quiet environment to relax in. So there it is, my dear friends. The importance of sleep and rest. I hope you're well rested. And I hope you have a good night's sleep. Or even if you just have a nap. Sometimes I enjoy my naps more than my sleep. It's kind of funny because sometimes in the evening I'll be watching TV and I'll doze off and I'll have like an hour-long nap before bedtime. But that's what happens sometimes when you are just really, really tired. So I think it's best to develop a pattern, a schedule where you can go to bed at the same time every night and try and wake up at the same time, and if necessary have a nap at the same time. But you know, if you're just sitting there and you're tired, if you're allowed to and able to, just close your eyes and relax. So until next time, my friends, I want to thank you for tuning in and tuning out. It's important to tune out. Tune out all that negative energy and all those train whistles and all that sound and just relax. So look after yourselves. Stay amazing. Stay awesome. And we'll see you next time.